Every year, approximately 6.5 million companion animals enter shelters across the U.S. However, only 3.2 million of those animals are adopted each year. So what happens to the other pets? Those in no-kill shelters will be stuck waiting for someone to choose, adopt them, and give them a loving home. However, due to an overpopulation and lack of adoptions, animals that are stuck in kill shelters may end up being euthanized. Kill shelters that exist with an excess of pets are forced to make sure that their shelter does not overflow. There's an estimated 1.2 million dogs that are euthanized in shelters every year. This is extremely upsetting, especially when 16% of household pet dogs are from breeders, and over 2 million puppies are bred in mills each year. Even worse is that the number one cause of death for cats is euthanization, and the rate for euthanization for cats is actually increasing, which is absolutely disheartening. As a student, we know it can be difficult to take care of a pet. Unfortunately, dorm buildings don't allow pets, except for service dogs or if you've got a tank for a fish. But if you're moving off campus or live off campus now and are in a position to take care for a pet, please do consider adopting and giving animals a home. The documented facts on the advantages of owning pets are widespread. Just petting an animal can help lower levels of the stress hormone cortisol or increase levels of oxytocin. This leads to lower levels of stress and even help for depression. Pets adopted from shelters typically cost less than pets purchased, as many of the required services are often included in the adoption fee. Local organizations even have programs where animals have their adoption fees paid for already. So adopting can be a much cheaper option for students worried about the costs of owning a pet. Any person can help to solve the problem of low adoption rates and overpopulation, especially in State College where there are multiple shelters in the area to adopt. If you're in a good living situation with funds to take care of a pet and a love for animals, your next choice should be to adopt a pet instead of searching up certain breeders. Here are some stories from students who have adopted from shelters in the area and show the different ways adoption can happen.
So the story of how I found my cat, his name is Jasper, begins in October, and I was on my way to the IM building. I live in East, so I was just walking right over, and I was walking by the side of the IM building, and there's like a little garden with like a bunch of stones and like bushes and stuff, and I'm just walking by, and I see this little tiny orange kitty just roaming around in this garden, and he's tripping over himself, and I watched him fall like 4 times. It was the saddest, most adorable thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It was so cute, I wanted to die. And so then this girl, Maggie, comes back, and she has a cat carrier, and it turns out that her mom is a vet at the Center County Paws, the animal shelter, in the county. Her mom's a vet there, and she was going to take him to the shelter, and he was going to get all of his shots and make sure that he was really healthy. But she knew that like I had like a very strong interest in the kitten because like I was like kind of looking after him a little bit. So we exchanged numbers, and I would like text her every now and then to see like how he's doing, and she would tell me, oh, he's doing great, he got all his shots, he's just looking for a home now. And so I told my parents about this kitten and how he still needs a home, and to my surprise, they weren't like, don't you think about trying to bring his cat home? They were like, oh, well, he needs a home. What's the name of this pet? What's the name of the shelter? And so they were actually very interested in adopting him. And so I would talk to them, and then we eventually decided that, if we could, like, we would love to like have this kitten, give him a good home, and have a friend for our other cat. I think that any student has the ability to take care of a pet. And honestly, it's not even about taking care of a pet and like having it as your own. It's just about being kind to animals and seeing when they're in need.
Well, growing up I had cats, and my neighbor had a dog, and I loved my cats, but I always wanted a dog. And so then whenever my last cat passed away, I was like looking online for like pets or for a dog. And then my dad also wanted a dog. My mom did not want a dog. So then we kind of convinced her to just that we found at Paws, and then we kind of got it. There used to be the SPCA, that's where we got my cats growing up, and now it's Pets Come First. I always wanted to own my animal shelter because I always watched those shows on Animal Planet, which was always about adopt, don't buy, just because there's so many animals in the animal shelters. So I'd rather give them a home.
Look for your next friend at Center County Paws, Pets Come First, other shelters in the area, or any local adoption website. Links to more information can be found below. Thank you.